We're excited and honored to represent this John Dickinson African table as part of our modern auction. What's unique about this piece is the form, but also the materials used. John's working in the 1970s in San Francisco. He's taking inspiration from 18th, 19th century designs. This particular piece was inspired from a thrift shop find of an African import table. But what he took and turned on its head was the use of materials here, which is all plaster with rebar in the center and then paint on the exterior. This is something that was often reproduced by other designers and knocked off, but this is a period example with his signature insignia impressed to the underside. He was really well known for this. He got several commissions, including with Macy's there in San Francisco, to produce a whole line of furniture, and the African table wound up being one of his most iconic and renowned pieces of art.
I'd like to highlight two artists who bring great musical inspiration to their visual work. They also happen to have strong connections to our local area. Sylvia Heyden was born in Basel, Switzerland, and moved to Durham in 1966. She studied in the Bauhaus tradition in Zurich, where she was working on craft as a fine art. Originally trained as a violinist, she used her loom to weave her musical inspiration. Edith London first studied in Berlin and later under André Lahaut in Paris. In 1939, she and her family moved to Durham, North Carolina. She worked in the fine art tradition, particularly paintings, and later in collage work. Like Heyden, she plays with the stress and tension between colors and forms, weaving them in harmony on the canvas.
I'd like to bring your attention to two works by South African artist Cecil Skotnes. Cecil was born in the 1920s in South Africa, raised by Norwegian missionary parents. His work is reflective of his experience there, the South African heritage and archetypes that he found in the indigenous artwork, as well as his travels throughout Europe, profoundly influenced by artists Paul Gauguin, Picasso, as well as Sidney Khumalo. The two works here are very representational of the artist's work. They are carved or incised panels. Cecil did do printmaking, but sort of left that genre and focused primarily on these woodcut panels. So they do have sort of a cross boundary between printmaking and sculpture in that way. These two works are exciting additions to the modern and contemporary art auction. Happy bidding.